She, queen of the kings, running so fast, beating the wind. Ahoy! Welcome back to the Eurovision Fam stream, everybody. We
Okay.
are still reviewing these Eurovision songs in the pots that we allotted them into for review. We are reviewing them based on 5 criteria. But before we get into that, how are you guys doing? Glad to have you back on.
Yes,
Really
always
love
happy to have you guys
what's
back.
going on? What's happening?
Yeah. Goodness gracious, we've got stuff to do today. I mean, we've got the side articles, of
Yeah.
course.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention one last week, but we got to talk about Voyager and a little bit about Theodore Andre. And then we have Eurovision. Oh, the guest acts for the semis dropped.
Yes, I saw that as well.
We've got our
Hey, Georgia.
Eurovision concert kind of talk about. And then we'll go ahead and we'll hop into our reviews of Poland, Portugal, Israel, Norway, and the United Kingdom. So I hope you guys are excited. So hello, Georgios Papadopoulos, back and happy to see you. And Ariana, hey, right back at you.
Hey.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's get into this. Let's start with the site articles. So we have two, I think, but Elda wrote both of them, and they are for interview with Voyager and an interview with Theodore Andre. You can find the links for both of those in the description box. Just like written interviews, nice little things go off of there. I guess there's not really much else to say about the interviews other than go ahead and read them.
Yeah, go ahead and read them. It's okay. Well, like one thing, it's actually really interesting to see kind of the different perspectives of Eurovision from like a younger artist coming into the industry versus someone who's like a band who's more seasoned. You can kind of see like a little bit of a contrast there. It's very kind of just like intriguing to figure out how Eurovision treats some different kind of like age groups and different levels of being kind of within versed in music. So yeah, go ahead and check that out by Elda, everybody. But with that said, I guess like the big exciting thing that was happening was like the pre-party stuff.
Well, before we get to pre-parties, let's talk about the guest performances.
Oh yeah,
the semis. So for semifinal 1, the opening is going to be Yulia Sanina singing Mayak. They wrote it in Ukrainian and didn't give me an English pronunciation, so I'm guessing here. Mayak, or Mike, I think is how you pronounce it, by The Hard Kiss. So we're going to get her as an opener, which we were talking about. We need to have her perform at least once, right?
I am so happy that she is going to be performing The Hard Kiss. Yes, like that will put me squarely in the mood for semifinal 1, and that'll put me like that'll give me like a good emotional defense for what's going to happen later on that evening.
And then the intervals are going to be Rita Ora singing a medley, which I always forget. Like in the UK, she's popular, but like, so yeah. But like, she wasn't a thing here. They tried to make her a thing, but she wasn't really a thing here.
Okay, so like really quick, when I was like actually looking for European music back in 2014, before I really knew what Eurovision was, Rita Ora was someone who popped up quite occasionally.
I mean, I believe it because they kept trying to make her a thing in the States too.
Yeah, and
like, they kept trying, and like we just weren't having it. We were not having her. Which I wonder why that is, but it's just one of those things that's like a cultural difference.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we got comments saying Ariana says, "Can't wait to see The Hard Kiss." I'm always happy to see anything Hard Kiss related. And Georgios Papadopoulos says, "I can't believe Rita Ora is coming. I loved her since I was a kid with Hot Right Now." I've never heard that song.
Hot Right Now. I'm gonna try to like listen to that. Okay, maybe we should catch up on Rita Ora's like newer stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I just this because out
she makes no motion out here, so like we don't get the first news about what's going on with her, and also I guess the European media that we consume doesn't shine a light per se.
I think what it is like it's just one of those things where I know who she is, and I totally get like she's popular in the UK. It's just one of those things that always makes me go. I just totally forgot we have that total disconnect there between the US and the UK.
Yeah.
And then the other interval is going to be Alicia And Rebecca Ferguson and Alicia, she was Sweet People.
Oh, sweet people.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
that
Right,
was her.
2010.
Alyosha, yeah, that was her.
All right, and then yeah, so that's gonna be the other interval. And I know I love Rebecca Ferguson. She's another UK singer, but like they never tried to make her a thing here. So yeah,
That isn't. She's like theatrical, isn't she? Rebecca Ferguson.
not. I mean,
Uh,
kind of a bit, but not
okay.
super theatrical.
All right. So I'm not. I actually am not super sure who Rebecca Ferguson is. So I need to do my research.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. And then semifinal two, we have Music Unites Generations, which is like an interval, I guess. That's gonna be Maria Yaramchuk. So you know, TikTok. Can you hear me? Go TikTok.
That was like Ukraine. That was the beginning of Ukraine's unhinged era when everything was just up and down from there.
I mean, it's a pop. It's a pop.
It's
But
been
like,
9 years of just absolute unhinged Ukrainianness, and we have Maria Yarmchuk to thank for that.
thank you. And then we have Otoy, who's a Ukrainian rapper.
Mhm.
And then Zlata Dzhunka, who she sang Spirit of Music, right? For JESC. That
No,
girl
she's
can
saying
sing.
Unbreakable.
Huh?
She sang. "Na, na, na,
Oh my god. That was
na."
that.
That's Latas Yunka, isn't it?
Oh my god, are we both wrong? Let's just both be wrong.
No, I swear that's Latas Yunka.
You're probably right. I'm just confusing.
Because I remember that face. I remember how she was dressed like a little Hillary Clinton when we had those little like promo videos before the actual stuff dropped. And I was like, okay, Zlata.
I remember
GNC
when I looked
Slay.
at her picture, I thought she looked like I'll just be both wrong.
Let's just be both wrong.
You're right.
Zlata, we love you.
Oh my gosh, why I'm so off. Where the heck did I get? You know what I was thinking?
Huh.
Yeah, you're right. That was this year's JESC. Oh my god, that was this year's JESC, and I'm confused.
That feels like a million years ago.
I know. It is junior for like 30 years ago, y'all. Um yeah, so that was JESC 2020.
Mhm.
Not 2020. Oh my gosh, 2022. 22 was
It was
22.
22, yeah.
Guys, I don't know what year it is anymore. Everything like fades.
This is what happens. Like, no, in mid-April until the actual season starts, everyone is just kind of like loopy, trying to like recenter ourselves.
Oh, Georgia already started the national selection for junior.
Ah, of course they did.
Renina starts in April.
Yes, 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 yes.
I
We
don't
have our
watch
next
it,
program.
but hey, it's on. Sorry. So yeah, we're gonna have those three.
Mhm.
And I think it looks like the interval is about, you know, different generations in music and stuff. So
Yeah.
should be interesting. And then we also have Be Who You Want to Be, a celebration of how you can be who you are with Eurovision via a medley of 3 drag queens. Now, who are we guessing these drag queens are?
Prva Ljubezen, like the Slovenian air hostesses from like 2003-ish.
Oh
That
no, my guess
I
is
want
Verka.
them. Well, yeah, I know. I was going for an answer that supports like smaller drag queens, okay? But
I'm
yes,
thinking it's gonna be Verka and it's gonna be the Frock Destroyers. Because
really?
that's my guess. That is my guess.
Ooh. Ooh, that'd be
Because you
fun.
have Ukrainian and British,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And then people kept going, oh, Frock Destroyers for Eurovision. Constantly. Like locals were doing that. So yeah, I that's my guess, personally.
Hey, they could have a Jessica Malboy Sea of Flags moment.
I mean, true facts. Just looking at things. I want to know your guesses.
My guess is okay.
I mean, I'm talking to chat. You already gave yours.
Yeah, I already gave my guesses. The Slovenian air hostesses, my ladies. But yes, if not Verka, then like let's guess who else could be featured. This was also quite a national final season wise. This was a very drag heavy year. This I want to say like Like,
Oh, Lolita
that never
Zero's gonna
laughed at
come
it.
from Lithuania from last year? Heck
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that would have been
I'm
just
sorry.
metal.
I'm Not Your Mother was a moment.
Monica, listen, Monica Liu, we love you, we adore you with all our hearts. Like literally, you're a winner to us, but that would have been a moment as well.
Because like I feel like last year Monica Liu was mother of the season.
Mhm.
So Lolita Zero would have been not your mother. I'm not your mother. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I just triggered a childhood memory.
Nah, that's some bars right there. That's weirdly some bars.
Who's the mother of this season?
Okay, so for me right now, personally, Lazara, like she is
I
just
100%
exuding
she's
mother.
mother.
I like that. I don't know what to tell you. Like she just exudes mother. I mean, I want to say a very big chunk of the ladies here do, but when it comes to the front of the boat, I see Lazara.
Lazara, yep. Agreed. Like just
Mama.
she is mother of the season. I think every season needs a mother. And she would 100% be this season's mother.
With a red lip.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the nails match, lips and tips matching. Just like gorge. We love her. So yeah, that's kind of the intervals that are going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm excited for. I guess I'm gonna go with like Yulia because I love her so much.
That would be my answer as well. I'm a little biased, I'm not gonna lie, because I did see Yulia perform live already. But when it comes to kind of just like the music that I listen to frequently, Yulia, that is a voice that I know.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, of course. So yes, that's that. So let's talk about Eurovision concert then.
Yes. So you guys, we saw a number of the Eurovision acts in Amsterdam perform at Eurovision in concert. I like there were a lot of acts where I want to say it was probably it looked to me definitely like their best performances yet. Like Voyager, I thought that was like an absolute.
Oh, they crushed it. They crushed it.
I really don't understand why the community doesn't appreciate this song and them as performers as much as they should, because this has to be like this is definitely one of my favorite Australian entries, and they are one of the strongest Australian performers I've seen. So proof is in the pudding, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, agreed on Voyager. Anyone else you want to bring up?
Sudden Lights, like again, perfection. There's nothing they can do to improve that. It is 10 out of 10. Speaking of nothing that needs to be improved, Blanka Paloma. But then again, like
Blanka came prepared.
That woman gets bored. She was like, "Let's sing my song," and everyone's like, "Yes." And yes, that was once again perfect. Okay. So Azerbaijan, they were great. They were great.
They're good, aren't they?
Oh my gosh!
I know. The first time I saw them live, I was like, I'm feeling much better. I think it's an uphill struggle for them to qualify still, but I'm so happy that song sounds that good live because I was nervous about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that brought just like so much joy to me to see. And like moving on, also the aspect of joy, Alessandra, she went up there and just had fun. So usually Alessandra puts on like a very good vocal performance. This last time, she wasn't as focused on that. She was just more focused on having fun. And I like to see that she can do that too. And she's got a whole career in front of her. Good for you, girl. Like you still sounded excellent. I'm like, I do have like a kind of a curiosity though. What? Oh,
sorry. You can talk.
No, it's fine. If you guys can hear me, like I'm dealing with like the worst congestion right now, and it's because the pollen here in California, it has decided to kill me.
Oh no, the pollen's trying to kill me too. So I understand completely.
Chills at every Blanka performance, exactly, Ariana. Like there hasn't been a single flaw in her entire Benidorm to Eurovision repertoire, not a single flaw. Nope. And she's mother for that as well. I do, though, I'm like a little concerned for a couple of acts, just from the Eurovision in concert, like from some trends that I've seen from live performances, and these acts are Czechia and the Netherlands. I am lacking a little bit of cohesion, and I feel like I was lacking that cohesion, like watching those live performances prior, like where it's like, okay, we need like choreography, we need stronger harmonies, something to kind of like solidify both of those entries and put them in the right lens. And I didn't see either of that happen for both of those entries. So like fingers crossed for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, qualification. It's becoming a lot bigger of a question for everybody. But like we can't acknowledge these concerts as kind of like the means of seeing who is going to qualify. But I like to at least see a little something different to kind of say that like I'm here and I still want to fight, you know? And by want to fight as in like I still want to send something competitive.
Yeah.
And I like to see competition in a competition.
I think when it comes to Czechia, they were good at Israel calling. I think Israel calling is like the first time there was like a good bit of cohesion and like where they were going on stage. But I also think Israel calling, maybe they had more time to figure out blocking and stuff as like, because Israel calling's kind of done like more like a concert. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like a party as much. It feels more like a concert because like the way the stage is laid out. But to me, they still sound decent, even like at Eurovision in concert. There's not really anything about them that I'm like, it's a pre-party concert. The blocking's going to be a mess. Let the blocking be a mess. For them, when it comes to Netherlands, you're 2 people. You're not 6 people. Like it shouldn't be that hard to like figure out where you want to stand.
Yeah.
Also, I'm still like chemistry. Like.
Yeah, that was really
that's my biggest worry when it comes to Netherlands. It's just like there's like I'm not feeling it yet. And like if it's a duet between 2 people, you've got to feel it. I mean, that's actually, to be honest though, it's Eurovision. So most Eurovision duets I don't feel alive anyway because there's like zero chemistry.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be so palpable, especially from a country that we, the fandom, associate with like good, deep, poetic lyrics, you know? Because that's the Netherlands to us. Like, yeah, they send stuff that's typically very sad, but the lyrics are typically pretty good. Here, you're taking lyrics that are not too bad. They're actually pretty good, but putting it, you're dividing it between 2 people for whom it doesn't really seem like they're identifying with the song in a way that conduces their relationship. And that is a little awkward. I mean, we still have a couple days left. There could still be some promise, like in that regard. They have a very good spot in the running order.
Yeah.
So it's not a write-off, but
and again, it's always
stuff needs to happen.
It's a pre-party. You know, like pre-parties aren't going to be, you're not going full out vocal. You're not going like, you don't have staging. You're kind of just standing there and feeding off the crowd. And it's not a pre-party song either. You know what I mean? It's like it's not.
For Amsterdam though, like I thought that there would just be a bit more hype, personally. Because it didn't quite seem to me from the footage that I had that that they were quite like the ones who got the biggest cheer in the audience, which is odd for being within like the country. It's kind of like how no, it's not kind of like how, but it's also just funny how Blanka wasn't in Warsaw and therefore didn't get the biggest applause there either.
I mean, honestly, I feel bad for Blanka.
Because the Polish public needs to chill. That's why.
It's too much. It's too much.
She's gonna be the next pop star.
She lives in the U.S. I think she lives in the U.S. So you know what? She doesn't have to deal with it like in person as much.
She honestly looks like she lives out here in California.
I think that is where she lives. Like I think she moved to California when she was like 16.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good to know that she and I have like quite a bit to relate to then.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at some comments here as well. All right, we have from Georgios Papadopoulos. Can I say something about May? Her vocals are good. I even think they were good when she was sick. I don't know why people are expecting Mariah Carey vocals on a bop. I mean, I don't know what people are thinking. I think people are just being hard.
Studio vocals.
Honestly,
for the live.
I've been fighting misogynists. I've been fighting misogynists all week on TikTok about unrelated to Eurovision stuff. I just think it's misogyny, to be honest. Like, I really, truly
I mean,
do.
that's not surprising. We are still in a very misogynistic world, and Europe is absolutely no exception. So.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Eurovision fandom. It's just
we do see misogyny happen. We do
definitely. a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's some tea y'all don't want right now.
if you want to see, then go ahead, do your own research.
Ariana says Taya and Selena.
Taya and Selena.
Honestly, I have. What if they win?
No. No, we actually do need to be questioning that. What if they win?
They sound good.
Increasingly possible.
The song is radio friendly. Jury's like radio friendly. Yeah, it's kind of jokey and fun, so people pick it up. You know what I really feel about this song?
The bop of it, though.
I honestly feel like Who the Hell is Edgar is everything. What were they called? Subwoofer wanted to be. It was everything people because I could not. We all know I could not stand Wolf Banana, whatever it was called last year. I really couldn't stand that song. I feel like this is this how other people felt about that song last year? Because it was kind of like a jokey entry, but then I thought the joke was like too cheesy and corny.
Possibly. I don't want to compare these two songs, and I honestly don't know why you're comparing these two songs.
Because they have the same vibe. Like
what?
They have the.
What are you talking about?
They're both okay. Vibe. The vocals in both are really good. Okay, because usually joke entries don't have the best vocals in the world. Let's not lie.
Yeah,
they're both constructed in a way that's like pop friendly, radio friendly sounding.
Yes,
and they're both like kind of jokey. Now, granted, I feel like with this is more satire than a joke, which is probably why I like it better.
Mm.
But yeah, like it's one of those things where like because like when I look at the like it's inherently it's silly. You're singing a song about being possessed by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
That's silly. Okay. But like at the same time, you're giving critique of the music industry. You're giving critique of how artists are paid in the music industry. To critique on misogyny as well. Like there's a lot of stuff happening there. And it's satirical. It's very much early Gaga satire.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, let's be honest, paparazzi is basically stan culture, a critique of stan culture. Like, I think that this is how other people felt about Banana Wolf.
You like, listen, you did the math in front of me, and I still don't know how you got to that.
So well, you know who understands my math?
Who?
You know who understands it? Georgios Papadopoulos. I love both songs. Lili, you're absolutely right. Okay, I'm glad you were able to math with me.
Other than the fact that both of them are inherently silly, I still don't see the comparison.
Silly duet, written to be pop friendly. I'm not explaining this to you again. I'm telling you, I'm right. Okay, I'm confident on this one.
No, we'll leave it to the viewers.
I'm right. I feel like they're cut from the same cloth. They're not the same song, that's all I'm saying. They have a similar vision, though.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll take that for now, and I'll keep that in mind when we move forward. But we'll see. We shall see. Because I do like one of the biggest contrasts is the fact that you absolutely hated that song last year, and you
it made me violent. It made me violent. I hated it with a passion. Norway is God.
If only you were there on the night of the jury final in Turin when they won the contest and everyone was just tired and in pain.
I would have been in the most pain.
I'm sorry. R.I.P.
Pain. Anyways, let's go ahead then. Mm-hmm. And we will roll on over. Was there anything else about
Future Lover? Oh my gosh. Yes.
She's so good live.
Yes.
Every time, so good.
My nose almost started bleeding. I was ready
I love it.
Eject it into the sky.
I'm so afraid Europe's gonna not appreciate the song like they should.
I mean, I do feel like second slot is great. in terms of just kind of like the amount of betting around her. So that could be very helpful. Also, like she's going to, I think, in my opinion, be appealing to the crowd of Eurovision who listens to more kind of like modern blended pop with other genres, kind of like I do. Like, because this moves in like a Future Lover moves in a lot of directions. But like they're quite cohesive in my opinion. They're very bold, but it's very polished. This is the Armenian slash Armenian junior team, and they managed to hit the nail on the head, at least so far. And the live was so promising that I am going to be very sad if she doesn't make it.
Like that vocal, she's so good. She is so good.
Like, and I think she has the jury, like, eventually. Like, if she does make the final, when she has the jury to follow up, that's going to be some solid points. Higher. Yep. Like, Austria is winning semi-2, no doubt. Odds have been predicting the winner, and they are running away with the odds. The
odds don't mean anything yet.
No, okay. The odds don't mean ish, but it can happen. I totally see Taya and Selena, like, getting that jury full. They sound great.
I kind of want to talk about who we think is going to win semi-2 at one point, because I feel like it's jury vote, it's televote only. So I can totally see Austria winning that one.
Yeah.
Finland's got that semi-1 in the bag. Semi-1 is Finland's to lose at this point.
Yeah. I think those are actually, like, in a practical sense, what I would say, like, the top of both of the semis would be Finland and Austria. That is just my kind of, like, instinctual calling.
Sorry, Peter is here. Hello, Peter. Hello, everyone. So, Latvia is qualifying over the Netherlands, right?
Woo, please! Please! Please. I personally need Aya in the final. Like, my soul needs it.
We all do. You have not missed your baby yet.
That I think and it's that. Did I miss my?
You haven't missed baby. We're about to head into talking about baby.
We're about to actually get into that. So you managed to make it right on time, Lorindy.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's talk about our review criteria. So we review our songs based on lyrical content, genre and production, unique elements, how well it can be performed live, and would we stream it?
Yes.
So I feel like we need to kick it off. We'll be talking about Baby, Poland. The song is Solo by Blanka, and let's hop into it. So lyrical content, Jordan.
So in terms of lyrical content, Baby, this is a song that's about, I'm going solo. I'm having fun by myself. You're missing out on it. And it's because your personality doesn't agree with my good vibe.
It's very get in losers are going shopping. And I mean, that's an absolute, it's a Mean Girls quote.
Wait, say it again.
Get in loser, we're going shopping.
Oh, get in loser, we're going shopping. No, it absolutely is. It's get in the car.
And it has to be a convertible. It has to be a pink convertible. Like, I was thinking, oh, maybe like I'll reference Clueless. But Clueless, she has a Jeep, right? Yeah, she has a Jeep.
It's a Jeep and Clueless.
But no, this isn't a Jeep song. This is like a cute little pink convertible.
Oh my gosh. What if she leans into the whole like Barbie thing for her
she should. Barbie is so on trend right now.
It's in fashion. Barbie's back in fashion, baby.
Barbie's never left fashion. Only losers thought Barbie wasn't in fashion.
Like I grew up in the Bratz community, so
I'm older than you, so I grew up on Barbie. And I have a massive Barbie collection. Like, it's huge. It's a problem. My next door neighbor had a massive Barbie collection. Like, she had a whole room in her house of Barbie.
Okay.
And she was like in her 90s when she passed away. So she'd been collecting Barbie since like they first came out.
Oh wow.
So it's just super sweet. So like she only had grandsons. So I got Barbies from her. And I used to go to her house to help her like bring her groceries in because she's an old lady. And I'd always go look at her Barbies every time. Wow. Anyways. Sorry, I love Barbies. Anyways, yeah, this musically, like lyrically, this is nothing deep.
Oh
Like,
no.
it's just like
It's as
bubblegum
deep as the
pop.
pool she got into for the music video.
I mean, yeah. Very much kitty and shallow into the pool.
Uh-huh.
It's always warm in there.
Slimming wet
Um,
knees, yeah.
yeah, like honestly, it's like bubblegum pop that's like my up my alley though, because it's like this makes
Mhm.
me nostalgic. You know what I mean? This
In a
makes
way,
me
yeah.
nostalgic for the era when I was still playing with Barbies specifically.
Yeah.
This is like the kind of this is very like Britney, Christina, late 90s vibes.
Mhm.
And I'm here for it. Like this is the kind of music that like I grew up on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't need deep lyrics. It's there for me music and like genre production wise, it's there for me. And I'm
Mhm.
happy it's here. I'm like, it just that's where I'm living with this one.
Yeah. And it's quite modern. It is bubblegummy, but it is quite modern.
Mhm.
It has like a sleek summeriness to it. I also still love how it like there's still such like a polka identity. Like it just still feels polka to me, like the dun 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 of the rhythm. It's just like throw some accordion in there. I feel like
I
a
think
polka remix of the song would be lit, 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 lit.
I'm going more like island vibe Latin American, maybe more. Because I feel like that kind of rhythm also
Ooh,
suits
okay.
that. Because I know that she's from LA, like lives in LA
Uh-huh.
now, and like to
I could see like
me,
a little bachata with
yeah,
it.
like that like Latin American, specifically like that Mexican music sound
Yeah.
you get.
Like a
It
tuk tuk a tuk tuk a tuk
Yeah, and
undertone
like
to
I
it.
feel like there's a lot of stuff that makes me think of that comes out of like Eastern and Central Europe too, though.
Mhm.
Because even like a lot of the stuff that Moldova sends feels like almost mariachi-esque.
Mhm. I
You
understand
know what
what
I
you
mean?
mean.
Like the two kind of like like the two genres like kind of live near each other
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
wise for me. So I can totally like I think like for me, instead of hearing polka, I'm hearing it's called barachi, right?
Uh, Batacha.
Batacha. I'm
Mhm.
hearing that
Bachata,
more.
bachata. Oh, wow. Yeah,
Bachata.
bachata. Yeah.
I'm hearing that more than I'm hearing like Polish polka.
Okay. No, that's great actually. So that's two different perspectives of the same beat. It has that
Yeah.
versatility to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still hear polka, but I do pick up on the bachata kind of rhythm because it does have that kind of like that like rhythmic summery flow
Yeah.
that I find very comforting, especially being Californian. It's something that is just like you know it's a good time. Summer
Yeah.
bop. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You see here, like, what else do we got here? So unique elements when it comes to this song. Ariana says summer bop. I say it makes me nostalgic. It's a huge nostalgia bomb for me.
Mhm. Very Britney. You mentioned Britney, and that is like the Britney flavor on this is just like
It's the baby at the
it
beginning
is the
and the
baby. Yeah.
crazy. Yep. You drive me
Yeah.
crazy. I just can't. Oh, why does that choreography burn into my brain forever? Like I know that music video by heart. I know it by heart. I'm not gonna do it right
Teach
now
me the
because we have TikToks.
choreography. Let's do it for TikTok.
Yeah, so etched in my mind. Yeah, it's because it's the baby of it all.
Mm.
It's very Britney.
For me, I want to say the
Um,
unique element is the baby. It's the fact that we got so many like little ad libs that are just that you just carry with you forever. Like it has little keychains. Like this song is full of tiny little keychains, and it's like you grab a keychain. It's like I'm gonna hang on to this, and you love it, and you end up loving the song. It's also, I think, the only song that is just intentionally trying to be summer fun. You know,
yeah,
it's the only one that's just like summer's coming. Let's just get the convertible out and go to the mall. We're going shopping.
yes, 100%. Um, Peter made a joke. I'm sorry. Let's see here from Peter. Peter Hatchett says, fun fact before live performance, just after the first studio cuts, this was my second favorite from the Polish national final. Probably I had Booty last, but then it went up.
It went up for
Poland's national
everybody.
final this year.
Like after the live performance, Booty went up for everybody.
Yeah. So then let's go ahead. 1 second here. So how well can it be performed live? Is the next question.
Mediocrely.
She's
Mediocrely.
gotten better since the national final.
Definitely. Yeah, no, she has.
But yeah, it's not the best live, and that's where I think it would falter as far as like qualification goes, or where it would falter
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of stuff. It's just like live, it doesn't work for me. It's like the opposite of what's it called? Oh my gosh. What is it called? Babe, what is it called?
I don't know what you're talking about. You're comparing it to something that you haven't mentioned.
Oh my god. Okay. It's the opposite of AIA for me. Where I don't want to listen to AIA. Like,
okay.
I don't want to just listen to AIA. I have to have the live performance of that one.
Yeah.
But with this one, I like the studio cut of this. I love the studio. I stream it all the time. Like, studio-wise, it's there for me. It's like, for me, this is one of those ones where in studio, it's perfection. Live, not so much. But it's perfect in studio.
Yeah. I completely get what you mean. Like, in terms of that contrast, the studio cut is there's a certain amount of comfort that comes with it.
Okay, and then Georgios says, I kind of feel like Poland. I kind of like Poland's song. I can't believe 7 people wrote this song, though. Okay.
An 11-year-old can write this song in 5 minutes.
I'm going to tell you this right now. When it comes to modern day music writing, there's always way too many credits in there. Like, what's the song? I think Girls, Beyonce, We Run the World had like 12 songwriters on it or something ridiculous
it was
like
a paragraph
that.
of songwriters,
It's because basically the way the music industry works now, if you're in the room when the song is written, you want to put your name on the credits.
You got your credits, yeah.
That's why we see lawsuits where like interpolation is being, or the vibe of the song is being copywritten and people are getting money off of it. It's because that's how you make money now. It's like you want to have your name in that songwriter's credit.
Yeah, just being in the room.
Yeah. Here we go. Laurenti says, Blanka and Blanka are mirroring each other in the sense that they are the opposite.
Oh, they are the Blankas, aren't they? Now come to think of it, they are the Blankas.
Yeah.
I also love that at that one pre-party they both wear white.
I mean, it's a color, it's a vibe. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. George just brought this song up, and we're going to go on a side tangent real quick before we head into Portugal. Georgios Papadopoulos says, I mean, Boys with Emotions had 6 songwriters, and those lyrics are very literal. Love the song, though. I cannot stand Boys with Emotion.
Neither can I.
They make me laugh. It makes me laugh.
I can't either.
Because remember, like, what was it? Boys in Motion from That's So Raven.
Yeah.
Like, every time you hear that title, I think of that. Also, I'm not going to lie. When the songwriters were talking about how like deep and important the song was for like the postcard, it made me laugh so hard. Like, it's like, this song is so important for men. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And they're like hyping up how great the song is going to be. And then you get to the song and you're like,
no, it's literally, it's a Melfest song. It's a Melfest teen boy song. And the amount of depth, it's a little less than Blanka's Pool.
I'm just remembering the one songwriter was sitting on the floor of his bedroom, I assume, with a curtain that was held up by like thumbtacks. And I think about that all the time. Like, I can't hear that song and not think of that guy. I'm like, I know this man. I've been in this room. I
need to see that visual. I don't remember that visual. I need to see it again.
And like, I think about it. I don't even think it was I think it was a bed sheet. It was one of those things where it was like, you are a single man who lives alone.
Well, okay, this was like 2019, 2020, right?
It's burned into my retinas. I can't unthink it.
Like, I think, okay, I don't remember what year Boys with Emotions was, but one like silver lining I guess I could give to that guy was if it was during the COVID kind of like when Eurovision had to fall off for a sec. Okay, it wasn't. Then what? SVT put him in a room.
He was like American. I remember the curtain. And I'm like, that's all I can. It was 2020, so COVID hadn't really hit yet. We were all innocent still.
Okay. No, yeah, during
the
Melfest of 2020, that was a really good Melfest. We all still had hope.
Yeah, we didn't know it was coming
Mhm.
in like 3 weeks. All right. Sorry, that was a side note. Let's get off of Boys with Emotion and head to Girl with Emotion, Woman with Emotion. We're talking about Portugal, I Coração by
Mhm.
Mimicat.
Yeah.
Lyrical content. Let's go.
So the lyrics, I really, really enjoy the lyrics. Okay, so like you can write any kind of love song about how love like puts an influence on you. Mimicat is kind of singing an ode to the heart, saying like you're taking away my ability to be like within my physical self. Like I can't handle life right now, and I can't especially like what's the word I'm looking for? Physically I'm being affected by kind of what my emotions are giving me, and it's causing me to go crazy. And I've been there before. Like it talks to me, and these lyrics are very, very good, especially the fact that they're in Portuguese and have that Portuguese melody and cadence
Mm-hmm.
within the song. It's great. Like I think the lyrics are perfect.
Um, for me, lyrically, this is very much that like crush stage of a relationship where you're just like irrationally
Uh-huh.
feeling a lot about a person.
Hmm.
And it's like saying, yo, heart, you can't be doing this to me.
Hmm.
You cannot be doing this to me. Because it's like, I got a hammer in my hand. Um, you can't be doing this to me because like
Yeah.
you're making me crazy. Like it's in that crush phase, and I do like that. Um, yeah, I kind of like that. That's I don't really have a lot to say about the lyrics, but I
Hmm.
like the overall feeling they give, and that's the feeling I get from them.
Yeah, the crush phase when it's just I want to say it's even like a first crush phase. Remember that like feeling where it's like I can't think about anyone else.
Yeah.
I can't like I'm just so infatuated that I feel like I'm dying. It's that kind of thing. And
Oh
that
gosh,
is just
terrible emotion.
it's it's one of the worst things you can ever feel when you're just hyper focused. But I mean, the song speaks to that in a way that's just
Yeah,
effective, straight up effective. And you don't even have to understand Portuguese. It's the way she carries herself on stage and delivers it that
yeah.
makes it all believable.
And we can head into production and genre
Mhm.
with that bit, like you mentioned. It's like it's very much frantic. Like the way
Yeah.
that the song is, it has that frantic energy of oh my gosh, like what am I, that you know what I'm saying. I can't remember
Mhm.
words, but you know what I'm saying there.
Yeah.
It has that frantic energy to it, but it also has like an upbeat kind of like cabaret-esque performance
Yes.
to it
Yes.
as well.
Mhm.
And that I feel like really gives it something a little more oomph wise.
Mhm.
Because it's like, okay, this might as well be like you're at a burlesque show and
Mhm.
this is like an interval act that comes on before you see some more boobies. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it has that energy to it, which I think kind of fits the whole my heart is making me crazy kind of a
Mhm.
thing too.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And it's very interesting too. I feel like we are losing um no, not losing. This is one of the only cabaret type tracks that I've noticed that we've had in the contest in several years. So, like, it's really good, really refreshing to know that Eurovision can still have this kind of genre in it for it to be
Hmm.
quite respectable.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there was an era in Eurovision where like stuff was just more burlesque, more cabaret-y, like, and sometimes that like ebbs and flows a little bit more, but to be
Theater.
100% in the genre of it, both visually and sonically, Mimi Cat has that to deliver. And yeah, and in terms of the production and genre, like I love how it's not just cabaret sound, it's also distinctly Portuguese. There's that Portuguese loop,
I hear
Portuguese
French.
melody. Ma'am, ma'am,
I don't know. It just makes me think of the French.
do a
I
couple
mean,
cartwheels over Spain really quick. No, wrong.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I associate France with cabarets. No, I associate Germany with cabarets. Mostly because of one musical. But like,
Willkommen. Dun, 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 dun. I was in that musical in high school, by the way.
oh,
They had me dressed in I'm just gonna say problematic stuff. But that was the 6 out of 7 times I performed in school shows where I was racially reassigned. Moving on from that.
They dressed you as a Nazi?
They did. There are several pictures
Okay.
of me online where I'm
I was
dressed
like,
fully as a Nazi. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This was a different age, okay? This was 9 years ago. God, but they
Number
still
one,
exist.
that's not a musical I would do at a high school. That is
Oh,
not a
we have
musical I would do at a high
We have
school to start
banners
with.
come down. We have swastika banners at the school too.
Oh my gosh.
And we used them for the show. No, because we did, like, apparently the school did cabaret like 10 years prior too, and we just hung on to those banners. And I was legit dressed like I was in like the infantry of Germany. And whew, yeah, that was different day, different age. You guys, I've lived a life that I don't feel any need to talk about.
You know what? You know what? That's worse than, like, remember last year? We could talk about Poland last year real quick. Remember last year when people found Achman's Twitter account from when he was in high school?
Oh yeah.
And he had the Romeo and Juliet t-shirt on, but his musical is Romeo and Juliet, but it takes place during the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
That's not as bad as what you just said.
No, but yeah,
I don't think my high school ever did anything that bad. The worst musical my school did, it wasn't even a bad musical. It was called Damn Yankees. And I don't know about what it's like where you're from, but Mormons flock to musical theater in high school over here. Like they tap dance, they sing, I don't know. But like we had a lot of Mormons in our musical production, and they were like, we can't say that word. Like we'll be like, well, what's the musical called? It's called Yankees. I can't say the word that comes before that.
And you're in the musical?
Yeah, they were very much like, oh, I can't say that. That's a bad word. I'm like, it's damn. Like, it's not that bad of a word, guys.
Wow. And to think my Caucasian theater director was the one who directed.
I'm sorry. We have to
the audience with the fact that you're going to be hearing unsavory language. But he said that unsavory language before the show started. Yeah, I was the cop in To Kill a Mockingbird too.
No, To Kill a Mockingbird. I can't say I'm gonna dox myself if I talk about To Kill a Mockingbird. I'll tell you when we're off stream. So I don't dox myself.
Also, that's American literature. No one really like knows that like on the stream. Sorry, you guys. I'm
just horrified right now. Anyways, so yeah, Burlesque Club, unique elements about Portugal. I
think just the type of song it is the unique element.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
That's the standout thing.
There's nothing else about the, unique elements. Nothing sounds like this in the contest this year. And that frenzied energy.
One thing I do have to say I don't like about this song, and it's just one tiny thing I forgot to mention. So like in the last like third of it, she goes like "Ay Coração" like 3 times, and then it kind of like descends into kind of like this smooth melody where it's just instrumentation.
Yeah,
I don't like the trap. Right. I don't like the trap rhythm that I hear. Why am I hearing the trap rhythm? I don't like that drill sound. Let's leave the trap behind, just like we need to leave the 80s synth behind. Let's just get rid of that. I'm sorry.
Here's what it does for me. If it just ended on that "Ay Coração" and then abrupt end, much better. With that little beat in it, it feels like, like back in the day when you used to listen to like a rap album, how the songs would lead into each other.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're leading into a different song now on the album. So
yeah,
if it just chopped that bit off, it'd be so much better.
It would. No, yeah, I think so too. And you don't even need to chop it off. Just like that production there just contrasts so much with the rest of the track that sometimes it throws me off. So I feel like it's not a 10 out of 10.
No, I would toss that bit off completely because I feel like if you just end on like "Ay Coração" and then right there end, I think an abrupt end would be an asset. It kind of like fits in with the frenzied energy of everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, big dogs.
That does make a lot of sense. And honestly, that would be, at least in my books, an improvement, but we're not looking for that kind of a thing for Mimicat. like right now, because she worked really hard on this song, and
Yeah.
this is like it's a magnum opus for her. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean,
She's very proud of it, and her delivery is so convincing that I'm only talking about this right now because it's within the criteria.
yeah.
But if we weren't using these criteria, then I wouldn't even bring it up because that's how minute that problem is.
Well, I think because now we're talking about how well it can perform live amazingly. She is such a great performer.
Perfect. Yeah.
Like, she can just be on stage
Mm-hmm.
and, like, you're looking at her, you're focusing on her with nothing else around her.
Mm-hmm. And she's looking at you.
Yeah, she's a very engaging performer.
Yes.
Like, every pre-party, she brings it.
Mm-hmm.
Live, she brought it. Like, I think that she comes off as the kind of artist who has been working in smaller venues for a long time, but has honed the craft of live performance so well.
Yes, absolutely. No, yeah, you can tell. And that's very cabaret of her as well, where it's like, I know what it sounds like to perform in a small room, and I can adjust my voice to make it so that like there's just all around warmth in my delivery. Nails that. Absolutely nails that.
Absolutely does. Okay. I'm just all right. So would we stream it?
Yes. Ay, coração. That Portuguese lute. See, like any song that has Portuguese lute in it, I'm already in love. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like the quality of the rest of the song, I just need to hear that lute.
Okay. And Sam, I would stream it. Yes. All right. Let's go ahead and let's go on from Portugal to Israel. The song is Unicorn by Noah Kirel.
Yes.
Let's talk about Unicorn.
So the lyrics.
Do you want me to start off? Because I can't stand them.
Image where it's like, try to see if you can identify anything in this image. It's kind of like that, where it's just like, I have the subject. I have the subject of the song. Huh? And like, I don't know. I feel like I don't fully understand the lyrics. I just don't get them at all.
I'm going to say this, and someone's going to probably take it the wrong way, but I don't care. It feels like a feminist empowerment anthem written by a gay man. Lyrically.
I kind of do see what you mean, but elaborate on that, because I wanna hear that.
It's like, or not even. I would say, yeah, I'm gonna stick with that, because it kind of like, it has a very superficial idea of what it means to be a strong woman.
Yeah.
It comes off like as a very, it's weird. And it's like, what is the power of a unicorn? Like, a virgin can capture you? I don't understand like where we're going with this. It feels really odd. And like, then there's like just different lines about it. Like, I'm gonna stand here like a unicorn. I'm like, what
out here on my own.
Out here, it comes off very much like.
Okay, so like, I really want to know why the first verse exists, in my opinion, because it's just like, hey, you don't like the way I'm talking. Hey, so you stand there, keep on calling me names. No, I'm not calling you. So if you're gonna do it, don't do it. What?
It's weird.
What does that mean? Israeli delegation. What does that mean?
It comes off. I don't like it. Like it I can't.
Lyrically, okay, some songs are meant to be just like straight up stupid lyrically. This one, it's not meant to be just straight up stupid lyrically.
Yeah. It's like, if it was something like Baby, it's kind of it wouldn't bother me. But like, it comes off like it's trying to be deep, but like, why?
It's trying to have nuance, and it's like, this, you're asking for too much room here.
Now, I will say this, that little wordplay of feminine and phenomenal, I love that part.
That's great.
If that was the whole thing, I'm like, heck yeah, I'm here for that.
Absolutely one of the greatest lyrical moments of the song, but it's also two words.
Honestly, because it's like, let's talk about like best moment of every song from Eurovision this year. If that was the song, best moment, I'd put that up there like for one of the best moments musically of the season.
Yeah.
But it's solid.
It is. That section of it works. Truly does.
And like, I also don't like the fact that then like, you have this song supposed to be about female empowerment, and then at the end you're asking people if they want to watch you dance. It comes off like kind of like weird. You know what I mean? Like, hey, could you not do that, please? Stop it. Thank you. Sorry, he was digging at my foot.
I actually never thought about that. Like, it's an empowerment anthem, and then you ask at the toward the very end, do you want to watch me dance? I have
Now
never
you're looking for
acknowledged that.
validation from other people. It comes off really like, I don't like it. If you want to dance, just freaking dance. Why are you asking people for their permission?
Yeah, it's kitchen sink. There's something that, like, a lot of stuff about
That
the song is very kitchen sink.
let's talk about are you ready to talk about production and
Yeah,
genre now? Because you
yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
kitchen
Let's
sink.
do it.
It's trying to be a K-pop song. Because that's the reason I don't like that's the reason I don't like a lot of modern K-pop music.
Mhm.
Is because it's like they're just throwing everything into one song.
Mhm.
And
Listen,
like,
a switch up is good. A switch up can be healthy for a
yeah.
song. It can be great, but sometimes it just creates so much clash that you don't find any sense of belonging in the song.
Also, it's the fact that it's one person singing this.
Yeah.
Because like with K-pop, you have a large group of people singing it. So you've
Mhm.
got like your rapper in the group, you've got your dancer in the group, you've got like everyone who does whatever. And it's just one song. It's just one person, and they've shoved in like a little bit of everything. And it's like, I don't know where to focus.
Mhm. There are some times when it's just, like, more poppy at the beginning, like, in the verses, like, dun, 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 like, in the melody, and then it just goes straight up, like, electronic at some
Yeah.
part, and then it goes electronic ballad, and at the very end, it's, like, Middle Eastern dubstep. See, like, ideally, a lot of this could work together, but there are too many things going on. Like, let's focus on 2 contrasting elements, not 7.
Yeah. I don't know where to focus on it. It's too much. Like,
Yeah.
and also it's a song that feels like it was written for Eurovision.
Yeah, it
And
does.
I'm
It
sorry,
yeah.
as a contest, Eurovision evolved past that.
Mhm.
Like, if you come with a song that sounds like, oh, I made this for Eurovision, I don't want to. I'm not vibing with it as much, you know.
Yeah. If this were like, I want to say 2017, okay, you know, like, because that would have made some motion back then because of the era of pop we were in. Now,
Yeah.
though, we are in the authenticity age of Eurovision, or at least it looks like we're sticking around here. This definitely feels like the broadcaster hung on to this song and waited for the right person,
I
like,
mean, I
to
think this.
have it.
Yeah.
I mean, even
It's
if
a
that's not
song.
the truth, that's just a feeling.
Well, the songwriter who wrote this wrote a lot of Israel's Eurovision entries.
Okay. So then, I mean, it's just another song by this writer for the show, without any kind of like ask the artist what they like, what they want to actually.
It doesn't
Noah,
sound
he's
like.
very polished. Noah's a very very
Yeah,
expert artist.
exactly. It's like, this is disappointing because it's
Yeah,
like, you could have like, when it comes to Eurovision stuff, I like to listen to what the artist has in their like repertoire other than the
yeah.
Eurovision song.
Hmm.
And like, you have something like, for example, Voyager, which, yes, that does sound like it was written for Eurovision,
Hmm.
but with Promise, it still fits into their other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think of like with Slovenia this year, Joker Out, Carpe Diem fits with their other stuff,
Hmm.
but like, it fits with their other stuff, and it doesn't sound like Eurovision was even a thought in the writing process on that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
This,
think
this one, it's like stunted to try to get the best result. You know,
Mhm.
it's like surgically articulated so that it gets the best result that Israel can. Not
Mhm.
that it has any of Noah's musical identity. It has, I mean, Noah has a very broad musical identity. Her music is very diverse, all generally very modern. This song has some modernity to it, but like the diversity, it's not diversity. It's like you're mixing too many things together, and it ultimately loses me. It loses me.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Not big on it.
Mhm.
Now let's go ahead and let's talk about unique elements.
Phenomenal.
I mean, that's a great unique element. I don't know. Like, I just it feels. Oh, okay. Hold on.
I mean, other than like the phenomenal part, I'd say like the thing that makes it unique is the fact that I guess she draws attention to the dance break. I So I'm not even familiar with how many dance breaks we have so far this year, but she draws attention to it, so at least there's like a little bit of a promise that the dance break is going to be epic. You know, that's something else that I
Yeah.
feel like is like, all right,
Yeah.
let's see what you got then,
I don't
because
know. I
we
just
want to see you dance. We want to see you dance. We want to see you dance. We watch you.
yeah. I feel like maybe the unique element is just like how much stuff is combined in one. For me here, and I'd say even her herself would be a unique element too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just I don't know, it's a lot of
She
stuff
can work the
happening.
camera. She can really, really work a camera. Like
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. And then let's see here. Um, how well can it be performed live?
Has she performed it live?
I think she did at Israel Calling.
I have not seen it
Wait
then,
a second,
and
was
I'm
she
not
at
sure.
Israel
I'm not
Calling?
able to answer that question right now.
I didn't finish watching Israel Calling because I got distracted by something.
Hmm.
Oh no, because it got Israel Calling was like at the same. They put it up at the same time. I haven't seen it live myself, so I don't know.
Hmm. If anyone in the comments has seen Noah Kirel perform Unicorn live, please do tell us how that went,
No,
and then we're gonna go back and see it.
someone
Huh?
does mention. Ariana did mention this. I think it's gonna look really expensive. Her
Hmm.
designer will be out Alon Levin, who designed for Gaga, Beyonce, Ariana, and Kelly Clarkson. Okay, so she's
Yeah,
gonna look good.
she's gonna look great. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Come through.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I cannot answer how well it can be performed live, but I will seek out a performance to watch that because I mean, like, it's good to have a baseline. I know I should like it, but I do not listen to it. As for Liverpool, I have no doubt we will have a great performance from her. She's qualifying. Well, I
And I
mean,
mean, like, she's a
yeah,
big star in Israel. Like, she's a huge, like, she's Israel's biggest pop star, which I like the fact that they're sending their biggest pop star.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about our last question, which was would we stream it?
Sometimes I skip it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I don't really listen to it because it's just like it's not my thing. Like this kind of music, just I like
Sometimes I
pop
can do it.
girlies.
Think. Sometimes I can do it. Sometimes I can't.
I'm not a big fan of kitchen sink music because it's just like I just have a thing where like kitchen sink music just feels like it's trying too hard
Hmm.
to make a mass appeal to everyone. So
Yeah,
it ends up like just not appealing to me at all. I'm like, just stick with one thing, like
yeah. Don't pull a
in
muscle
the song.
reaching. Yeah.
Exactly. Just trying to look for other comments. Okay, unicorn is a word for a person or woman who wants to have very intended moments with a couple. Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
No, it's a thing. It's on a dating site, you people like, oh, looking for a unicorn. It's usually basically like a thing for people looking for like a threesome.
Oh yeah,
And the
I've heard
unicorn's
that
like the
before.
third person that comes in.
So I'm gonna stand here like a unicorn. So you'll be in the corner while the action's happening over there.
No, no,
Can
no.
you
The
wait,
purpose
hold
of
on.
the
Can you
you're in on the action.
just like
No, that would be standing there like a Jordan. That would be standing there like a cuck, not a unicorn. The unicorn's participating in the action.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Anyways. Damn, that should not have been as funny as it was. I did not think I did not even consider that. Wow,
Oh,
that's
no. No,
hilarious.
I thought about a parody version of the song where it's like called cuck. And that's like okay, this is a family stream. Why am we talking about fetish material?
No, we're not. You know what we're talking about? Standing there like a unicorn out there on your own. Phenomenal. Okay, where
All
are
right,
we? What was the next point?
let's talk about another feminine song.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and talk about Norway, Queen of Kings
Hmm.
by Alessandra. Do you want to start off with our lyrical
Yeah.
content
So,
there?
like this song, surprisingly very good lyrically. It's odd because the melody I feel like has a lot stronger of a carry than the lyrics do, but actually taking a look at the lyrics, they're pretty well written. Yes, it's a female empowerment song. It's about kind of how I'm guessing like a woman warrior or a woman gladiator of some kind is able to break out of her cage and get rid of all the things that were kind of bogging her down and be a source of light and a source of strength. And lyrically, there's a lot going on, but it feels like it leads into each other very well and it complements the melody. I yeah, I think it's just really nice lyrically. I do want to highlight just the second verse because I just wanna read it. A firestone forged in flames, the wildest card. Run the game, run the game. Can't stay the same in this world of change. Don't fear the pain, just break the chain. Like if that were put on a different beat, Alessandra could be a rapper. I like the lyrics. I really, really do.
Yeah. For me, lyrically, I hear this and it makes me think of like Daenerys Targaryen, and just like first to her name, like it just get like the whole like let's see all the titles at one time for one person.
Really quick, did I tell you I thought Dracarys was like a person until like 3 episodes into House of the Dragon? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I do see why you say it. Like, there's some like Daenerys energy to it. I think also lyrically that's sensible, but
Yeah.
kind of the production with it too, and we can move on to that in a sec. But
I mean, the song, we can tie production with it. It's very shanty.
Ahoy!
It's coming very much like Jing Zhao. I think that's it. Yeah, that sounds right. Like Jing Zhao, who is like a Chinese pirate queen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
I forget. There was another like Chinese pirate queen too. I forget her name or how like it went, but it didn't sound like that. No, there were at least two. There were at least two, but
I know. I just think that's what I think about, and that's where my mind went.
It is piratey though. It is so piratey, which I mean, like pirate does good sometimes at Eurovision. Like, yeah, let's have pirate. This is also piratey that's going to do well.
We are gonna have a disagreement here, baby. This is the kind of song that Eurovision fans love that I don't think the rest of Europe is gonna get. Because it does sound very piratey. This sounds like Eurovision from like 2006, 2007.
It hella does. You know it does. You know you'd hear this in Athens. You know you would.
This sounds very dated. This sounds like this is like the same thing. I feel like not Monument. What was the other song by them that they actually sent to? Oh my god, what was the name of the song? Guys, help me, Norway. It was the kind of song Norway sent to Eurovision, whatever. That's another song that I feel like Eurovision fans love, but people outside of the Eurovision bubble don't really vibe with. Like, this song was written for Eurovision, because where else would this song be at?
Yeah.
It really doesn't sound like it's modern. It sounds like this came out 15 years ago. And like, I don't know, because it's one of those things where it's like, I get that people like it, and I can understand you want that fun factor with it, but it just feels so with a hi, hi, ho, and a hi, hi, hey, we're hoisting our flag to be free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very Wolves of the Sea-esque. And that's when Latvia sent, like,
I get that,
in 2008.
Yeah. But with this song, though, like, it is very Wolves of the Sea, but it has that kind of, like, 2020s Norwegian electronic sound, too, you know?
Does it? It sounds like Scandinavian electronic music from, like, 2012. It just, like, the whole thing, the whole package for me,
but
it's just super
it's hot
dated.
in Norway now, though. Remember Echo Inni Mai, Yona, like, how that also had, like, a very electronic-y Norwegians, like, Norway, I just noticed, loves kind of like a really fast, frantic paced electronic sound. It's always been that way, at least for as long as I've listened to Norwegian music, which is since 2014.
We've listened to totally different Norwegian music. We listen to completely different Norwegian music.
I was listening to like DJ Broiler and them.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to that. Like that music, that's the kind of music I can't stand personally. It's like you listen to the opposite of what I listen to from Norway. I'm like, for me, like the Norwegian band I like the most is Rookskop, which it's electronic, but it's chill electronic. which I'm not trying to say,
Damn,
you know
those
what I
songs
mean?
are
I
so
just
good.
like
I totally forgot how much I love them.
this song just it feels really dated and it feels like this is something for Eurovision fans, but not for everyone else.
I say the kids are gonna vote for it. I say the children in Europe are gonna be like, "Yay, ahoy!" And well, I mean, first of all, I think she's qualifying.
I mean,
Like, and
yeah,
that's
I
all.
don't think it's
That's
not
all
gonna
really she's gonna
qualify.
need,
'Cause
huh?
it's tele only, so, yeah, I agree she's gonna qualify, but I don't know, I feel like kids would be attracted to something else, like, I don't know, like, it just I don't know, like, this one just to me, it feels really dated, and that's the thing that
Mm,
kinda, like, drags it down for me, especially with the
okay.
production genre.
No, it is dated, but that is not with a bat. That is not exactly with kind of like like a blandifying connotation to me. Like yeah, I know it's dated, but I still lean into it.
Sorry. Yeah, I just I feel like if we're gonna talk about the fact that Israel feels like it was written for Eurovision, we have to point that this is also written for Eurovision.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, See, and Lauren, I don't know, like we'll have to talk about the next bit here, and I'm gonna say one of the comments I just saw for something else.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's go into unique elements. My friends said this sounded like D&D music, and I can't get that
It
thought out
does.
of my head.
No, it does. Um, I guess what oh, like, one unique element for me, it's, it's the fact that, like, she growls, like, "Who will conquer, and she, like, bites the note at the end. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that. It
yeah.
I think it's punk AF, like, "Let's go, girl." I love how you bite that note. Bite that note. I like it when a singer bites the note or, like, laughs. That
Yeah.
just brings me that gives me so much pointless
It
joy.
that
I just love it.
it does have it does have a serotonin rush to it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like, okay, next question is how well can it be performed live?
Very well.
It's good live. It came through a
Very well.
national final. We know it can be done live.
Mhm.
And then when
We
we
watched her from the beginning.
yeah, when she's a baby.
Uh-huh.
She's so cute. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
She's
only been, like,
adorable to me.
4 or 5 months, but, like, I don't know, I feel like we grew up with her.
I feel like she's so cute. She's like absolutely adorable. And I'm
Mhm.
not gonna
And she's
did you
young, isn't she? She's, like, 20 or something.
there was a video. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my dogs are being noisy.
Mhm.
Um there was a TikTok with what's her name? Delia's friend was like trying to set her up with Alessandra. It was really cute. She's like,
It was. I love that TikTok.
"Guys,
I think
I
it's my
think you
favorite of the
should date
season.
her because you're gonna both go to Eurovision." It was really cute. I'm sorry.
This is my friend.
Um, and then would you stream this? Or
Yeah,
would we stream it? I don't. I I have no yeah.
I do when it
Um
comes on because I was also in a pirate musical where I was given a
oh
turban
yeah,
and
the
told to have
Pirates
an
of
Indian accent.
Panzam.
I was in Pirates of Penzance and I was given a
Uh-huh.
turban and told to have a fake Indian accent. That was another okay, enough of my racist old theater trajectories.
See, I can't even say in my old the only musical I was ever in that I was cast in, I played Sacagawea.
Well,
Um,
I mean, because you're like the not white girl.
well, no, because my high school, my elementary school was very much not white. Like it was very
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
ethnically
forgot.
diverse.
I forgot. You have
Like
a good crowd.
that. Okay, that so. Time to give Europeans a history about early American stuff. Um,
Dun, dun.
it was a Lewis and Clark themed musical. So Lewis and Clark were these two people, like the Louisiana Purchase bought Louisiana, and then Thomas Jefferson, who was the president at the time, sent these two dudes out on an expedition. These dogs are being really loud. I'm sorry. On an expedition to go like explore Louisiana Purchase and figure out how to get to the Pacific Ocean. So my school production, Napoleon, he was a kid. The kid who played Napoleon was a Ghana immigrant from Ghana. Okay. Our Lewis and Clark were both immigrants too. One was from Sudan, and the other one was from I want to say like Pakistan.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then like there was me. I played Sacagawea. She's Native American. And then the fur trapper French Canadian husband was played by an Italian kid. I only remember that because he had a very Italian name. And then the only people who are white other than him played York, who was Lewis and Clark's slave, and a dog. And that was my school's production.
Wow. It's honestly a little bit of an inverse than what I'm used to. Like,
I feel like they were like, we cannot let a black child play a slave, guys. We cannot let that happen. Don't let it happen. But yeah, that was basically my school's problematic musical.
There's just so our European friends know, we are exposed to kind of like a lot of problematic theater in American schools. There's a lot of problematic theater that we are just very versed in.
I mean, again, my high school didn't do anything that bad.
I mean, maybe for us, To Kill a Mockingbird and Cabaret were the same year, and I was in both of those shows, and I was a cop and a Nazi.
I can't think. I mean, my cousin was in Fiddler on the Roof, but like that's not a problem.
I mean, that's not even that problematic.
I don't know. Like, it's not problematic.
I mean, for as problematic as it is, it's not. You're not becoming a Nazi on stage.
No, but you are committing. Like, there is some stuff in there that's like, why are we doing this in our high school, guys? Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's go ahead and go on to our last country, which is the United Kingdom.
Yes. When you said you were leaving.
We're going to talk about I Wrote a Song by Muller.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. We were going to talk about something. Yes. Oh, no. We're going to actually pause in the UK because there's a comment I had seen I wanted to bring up. So Lorendi said that they could see the song coming third or fourth at most. I think that in the televote, yeah. But like overall,
I see an overall top 10.
Overall, it feels like it's like 8th or 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around there in the final.
Ahoy!
And then Ariana agreed that the mic biting is a great moment.
Mm-hmm.
Georgios Papadopoulos says, I think that the song will smash the televote, probably top 5 at the televote. All my non-Eurovision friends loved it, and they loved it more than Loreen. Okay, maybe I'm in the minority here, because I just, when I hear this, I don't see other people not in the Eurovision bubble liking this.
Honestly, like, I did show a couple of the songs to my American peers out here who also, like, similarly sometimes listen to Eurovision music. It didn't stand out. Queen of Kings did not stand out among like the large series of songs that I showed them, and that also might just be because of the American palette.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, that could very well be it, but it feels like it's cut from the same cloth as Spirit in the Sky was for me. Like it's kind of in that same kind of area. I can math. You want me to math that out for you too?
No, you don't have to, because I can't exactly deny that.
Yeah. Okay, and then Giorgio says maybe it's a Gen Z song. I love it too.
Hey, maybe. I mean, Gen Z was the reason why it went viral with that Ukrainian models, like TikTok stuff thing.
Yeah. I don't know what Gen Z's up to. You know what? It does sound like a Nightcore remix, though.
Yeah, it does.
That could explain
it. I love some Nightcore. I love some Nightcore. Don't get me wrong. Don't roll your eyes at me. Oh my god.
That sentence just made me feel so old. I feel ancient.
Hey, by the way, did you know that Ed Sheeran is coming to Maryland in June?
For what?
Anyway.
I'm not going.
You wanted to see him. I was gonna send you that link in case you wanted to see him.
I don't want to see Ed Sheeran. I can let you know that right now.
Speaking of people from the British Isles.
Yeah, let's use that as a transition. Speaking of British people, United Kingdom, I Wrote a Song by Muller. So lyrical content, I'm going to start off. Lyrically, it's playful. It's a breakup song, and I'm into it. Instead of like focusing her energy on causing a scene in public or property damage or channeling it into writing a song instead, which I do like. That's a positive vibe. It's going to keep you out of jail. It's going to keep you out of court. And you know what? You can make some royalties off of it. So use it for that breakup.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Lyrically, it's just like, you know what? You're a mess, and I was going to be an even bigger mess, cause property damage. I was going to vandalize your car. I was going to like mess with your other stuff. But you know what? I'm deciding to be creative instead of that. And that was just overall a better means. Love it. I like the fact that it's just attitude.
Yeah. 100% agreed with that. Yeah. So lyrically, I'm into it. And it has that pop girly vibe to it still at the same time.
Yeah.
I would say it's like, it's a pop girly song, but like lyrically, it's a little deeper than that necessarily what you'd see on the surface. Because we all like a breakup song. We have so many of them out in the world, and I think it's just like a refreshing take on a breakup song since it's about refocusing that energy into something a little more positive.
Because sometimes the breakup song is about the fact that I crashed your Benz or like threw your clothes out or stuff like that. This one is just like, you know what? That's not even worth my time.
Yeah,
like, and I'm gonna make money off of the emotion that I felt.
Same. 100% same. Okay.
Get your coin, May Muller.
Huh?
I just said, get your coin, May Muller.
Exactly. Like, forget that, dude. Like, make your money.
As a matter of fact, let's go out to the pub. Let's have fun tonight.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, next thing here is going to be production genre. And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's sleek British pop.
Yeah.
Like it's very polished. It feels very British. There's not a ton of risk with it. I mean, like the biggest risk, I guess you could say, is like with the music video cut of the song, kind of that spoken word part. Like if that were kept in some capacity, like to still meet the 3 minutes, then that would be kind of just like that would throw in a little something different. I don't mind the fact that it's a little one note though. There's something a little one note about this song. I don't mind it. I actually think it's good because sometimes songs need to be one note in order to keep a vibe throughout. I think it works.
I mean, I think I would agree with that statement as well. It's like there's not a need to switch it up too much. Because like what would be the purpose of that? Just it's a song that does not need to be having everything tossed at it. It exists in like the right space, and like why would we add more to that space? Unnecessarily. It's like they had a good editor who was like, let's just off that little bit there. Yeah,
it's literally the same thing as like before you leave the house, take one accessory off, kind of a thing,
Yeah.
Like, be a little bit more minimal so that everything else can shine. That works. That works really well, especially like contrasting this, like coming from Spaceman, which was like a very high impact, high volume kind of entry, into something that's just kind of like cool.
Yeah.
This has like a nice cool vibe to it.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I think that is just like, I mean, first of all, that transition is great, but also just the fact that it feels similarly just so British too.
Yeah.
In a way that
it feels
nice.
It feels very much like it kind of feels a little dated, but like not in a way that's so extreme. Like I feel with Norway.
I want to say like
dated.
16-ish.
Yeah, it feels like 2016, sometime between 2016 and 2018. And like and like that's the thing is like Eurovision's always a couple of years behind, so it's not like it's egregious how far behind
we're gonna see turntables in the future still. So
it's very like that like it's very much what we've wanted the UK to send for a long time, I feel like. And so I am very happy that we have it because it is in that same like kind of it lives in that same space as like Dua Lipa.
Yes, definitely.
Which I like that space. But it's like Dua Lipa before she went into like the future retro. What was it? Future nostalgia. Era?
So this is like New Rules Dua Lipa.
Yeah, like New Rules era Dua Lipa.
Yeah,
is where this one lives, and I like the fact that we're getting that from the UK because I wanted to have that from the UK for a while.
Yeah. And like it has taken so many years though, because like this was a sound that we could have gotten from the UK back in 2016. And what did we get? Joe and Jake.
Yeah. Exactly. Something we didn't want. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that one. How else do we have? What else do we have next?
Unique
Right.
elements.
Unique elements. I think for me, it's the fact that it's about taking negativity and pushing it towards a positive energy instead, and making something creative. Because it's just one of those things you don't really expect in a breakup song.
Yeah. I think the thing that's unique for me is just like this is just generally different to be a host entry, you know? Like something about it, it's just like this. I mean, given that this year's different because we have technically two host entries, but when a host entry exemplifies like kind of a good familiar sound of the music industry from that country within that country to Europe, and it's a way that still sounds like sleek and polished. Yeah, like that's quite nice. I like it when a host entry is able to demonstrate their personal prowess and their own flavor. We get that sometimes, not every time. And this is one of the cases where I think it just works very solid, especially because it's such like a singable song for a crowd.
Yeah.
Liverpool's gonna be hot for this song. It's gonna be hot for it.
Yeah. And I feel like honestly, with that being said, like Liverpool being hot and excited for this, it also is like playing off. It's a good transition because it still sounds very British. Because I feel like Spaceman sounded very British too.
Yes.
And so we're kind of keeping with that British sounding. It sounds like it's from the UK. And like to me, that's really important because the United Kingdom is the biggest music industry in Europe. You know, and I feel like if we make sure that the biggest industry is sending something that sounds of its industry, not necessarily sending the biggest stars, but sending like something that sounds modern and of its time and era, then that's a positive for not only the contest, but that's a positive for the United Kingdom in general.
Yeah, it is.
Like it kind of like pulls up with what people are doing.
I agree with that.
All right, and then how well can it be performed live?
Pretty good, increasingly better, but
Yeah.
still needs a little bit of tweaks to kind of just like get it that last little oomph.
Yeah.
Because I think she just needs to lean into the vocal a little bit more. She's really good at following the choreography, but just like lean that into some more vocal. I know you have good vocals, May Muller. Like I know they're there, but maybe she's waiting to save that excitement for the like actual final.
Yeah.
Sometimes a singer like thinks too much about the choreography as opposed to the vocal, and that can like throw off the sound of the vocal sometimes. I have faith that she'll be able to find good balance there, but it's not bad. It's not bad how she performs.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that statement as well. I think for May here, it's a matter of I'm sorry, 1 second here.
Let's celebrate.
No, I was gonna say is what I feel like it is sorry. My dogs are crunching and it's dry. It's like distracting me. So what it is that I don't even need a perfect vocal from her. You know what I mean? Like it's as long as I'm entertained, I don't care about the vocals.
Yeah.
I think this is a conversation I may have had with you at one point where it's like when it comes to pop music, you have to have personality and you have to be someone who like puts on a good show. Because if you can do those two things, I can forgive you as long as I'm entertained.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point actually.
Because I don't sing personally. I'm not good at it. So I always kind of feel weird being like, oh, like it has to be perfect. It's like for me, I have to be entertained.
Yeah.
And I'll defend that stance. As long as I'm entertained, I don't care about the vocal. Now, if I'm not entertained, then I'm going to start thinking about the vocals.
Yes. No, I totally pick up on that. And I wrote a song is personality. Like I want to say if we're not focused on vocals at all and just focused on the personality, it's absolutely solid.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining. It's truly entertaining.
Yeah.
And everything she does too, like the kind of person she is just online, she's just so hilarious.
Oh, she's the one
I love her so much. Like, oh my
honestly,
God.
Here's a real question for you. Here's another question we have to ask. We asked who is mother. Who is using social media the best for you this year? Is it May or is it Katia? Because the two of them are like going in a competition, like their side competition for most.
I'm gonna say Joker out.
They're very good at social media.
Yeah.
I should have included them in that.
Like, no, I'm just going by like the amount of cackles that each one got out of me. Like a lot of them are so freaking funny, but I think Joker Out had like the biggest cackles from me. And Lazaro got there too.
Joker Out is ruling Twitter, as far as I'm concerned. May is taking over TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Kari is over on Instagram because like he's just been hilarious on Instagram for me.
Y'all need to be like watching their stuff. It is hilarious. These people are honestly just like genuinely so funny.
I know we're talking to Eurovision fans here, but like I was trying to explain to like a coworker of mine that like when you get into Eurovision, it's one of those things you're like you kind of root for everybody because like you just love everyone. Like you end up like even if you don't like the song, you like their personality, and so it ends up like with a whole thing of where you're just like I want everyone to do well because we're spending like up to 6 months with some of these artists, and you just like I want you to do well because it's like you get that parasocial connection. It's like because I know some people go like they're parasocially like with their favorite YouTuber or whatever. I'm like parasocially with like my Eurovision artist every year, and like it's one of those things where I was just trying to explain. It's like when you're into Eurovision really hardcore, it's like there's nothing else like it. Because every year you have a whole new batch of people to fall in love with.
You fall in love with you do fall in love with everyone in this batch of people, and it doesn't feel like it doesn't always feel super parasocial because there's engagement on the other side too. Like you see the excitement that they have to like talk to their fans, talk to the new community sometimes.
It's always I don't know. It's like it's very parasocial and like it's just been amazing. Like Lazara has been great on Twitter too. I'm not gonna lie. When that person called her fat,
I love the fact that she is just funny and a troll.
Like that was perfect.
She's so camp. I love her so much.
She is mother. Like Connor from Wild Youth telling people off has been great.
Connor is great. The whole of Wild Youth, they're so sweet. Peak Jacks, they're funny. They're great. Even if you dislike the song, you just can't help but be like, I want to hold all of you so tight. Peak Jacks, I would like to go out drinking with them. I feel like they're a ton of fun.
Oh my gosh. Like, it's just like you get your parasocial connection. And like, like that's one of the things. And that's why it's like, it's one of those things like, that's why the semis are so rough for me. Because it's like, I want you guys to go on to the next, to stay, be with us, like, on Saturday. And sorry. That's a whole side thing. And we never asked will we stream it. I would stream this song.
Yeah. Easily. I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, went off kind of like a little tangent there, but
I'm actually going to say something kind of controversial. I think I like this twice as much as Spaceman.
I don't think that's a controversial statement. For me personally, I prefer Spaceman, but Spaceman was very Elton John to me.
It was very Elton John.
And literally in 2020, he was my most played artist of the year on Spotify. Like my Spotify Wrapped was like a lot of Elton John music. I was just like, I'm not that old, I promise. It was just like that was a very Elton John heavy year for me. Like last year was a very a weird combination, Achille Lauro and Fleetwood Mac year for me last year. So like
I kind of get that. I kind of see the lines there.
I mean, I come from a Fleetwood Mac household. I'm sorry, my dog is being so noisy.
At my new job, there's Fleetwood Mac playing at the bar, but it's only in one speaker and one ear because like that's just where it is, like at the proximity wise. So I hear Fleetwood Mac in one ear really loud and customers in this ear. But
the first concert I ever went to was a Stevie Nicks concert as an infant.
Dang, that's nice.
All right, so let's go ahead. We have the poll results. I'm going to pull up here in a second because I just was not prepared and not thinking. Right. So what are we talking about? Stuff. Sorry. I think that the UK is staying in a British sounding direction, and I'm happy with that there from them. So poll results.
Poll. Stop.
Edgar Allan Poll. All right, so last place, 5th place, Solo by Blanka, 4% of the vote.
Dang it. Aw.
Now this week was a lot closer once we get above Blanka. 4th was Israel, 17%. 3rd, United Kingdom, 22%,
Mm-hmm.
Portugal 26%, and Alessandra with 31%. So we're all kind of like, you know what I mean? Like it's all bunching.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, there was no runaway victory.
Okay, that's really promising for Mimicat though, because I'm keeping an eye out for Mimicat and whether or not she qualifies. This is like that's another song that I kind of need in the final.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like the fact that she got second in the poll. That's really reassuring to me.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's a positive thing to have there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Georgios Papadopoulos saying "Spaceman made me cry." My winner last year and May this year is totally different. Is so different, but still my third. Yeah, it's like that's a positive to me.
Tap has been like like they've been bringing the
that
magic.
That tap move was genius.
They have been bringing the magic, like, and Freya Sky too. Like she's in this team. Freya Sky is within this boat of like tap.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see what. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna have to wrap it up because someone's starting to get on cords.
Okay.
So yeah. Right. Next week we'll be doing another stream.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, because we're down, like we only have 2 more weeks left of these review streams. So we're entertaining people while I pull up who we're talking about next week. Okay, you're too slow.
Oh no. So next
I got it. Next week is Slovenia, Germany, Belgium. We haven't talked about Belgium yet.
That's surprising.
I swear. Slovenia, Germany, Belgium, Finland, and Romania are who we're talking about next week.
What a click. Dang.
What a combination of songs.
Like I know where this group of people would have been hanging out in my high school.
Honestly,
they would have been hanging out by that, like
they would have been hanging out in the theater department.
Yes, no,
that
exactly, right. Exactly. But we had a tree. We had a tree that had like a crocheted sweater.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they would be hanging out. And yes, that's where the theater like is.
So for us, we had our band room, our music hallway, and you came like the music hallway was in the middle of the school because I went to a secondary school, half high school, half middle school. Music hallway was connected, and then it went to the auditorium, and you would turn down the music hallway, and then you were in the hallway with the drama rooms. We had like 5 or 6 drama rooms, and then the astronomy room, and we're all kind of we had a planetarium. So those were all kind of like in the same area. So this would be before school started. The kids who did drama and music, they would be in the music hallway, and this is where these guys would hang out.
Yep. Our crochet sweater was the equivalent of that.
And the girls we talked about today, they would be over by the gym, like kind of like in, like for our, like we had a huge atrium, so they would be kind of like in the gym hallway towards the front of the gym. Yeah.
I don't know where they would like. I don't know if these girls would hang out in my school, but that's. But that's beside the point. We will definitely probably be talking about just kind of weird high school memories in the future, because I guess that's just how I decompress them, is just with all of you.
Okay, yeah, I'm still working my way through your musical repertoire, but thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
We will see you again next week.
See you. Vote in the polls. Check out the site. Subscribe. Leave a like. We love you guys, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
See you guys. Bye.
Baby.
It's kind of crazy.
Well, let's do